little bit with what I was playing, but basically it was based on that very foundational thing of using the root in the 7th and the 5th and the 3rd of every chord. So you can just go through the tune like this, like root and 7th, 5th and 3rd, 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 root and 7th, 5th and 3rd. And that gives you a really good, strong foundation of the harmonic progression of the tune. Then you start introducing the substitute dominants: A flat, D7, D flat, G7, G flat, C7, F minor, E diminished, E flat minor, D flat minor, C half diminished, F7, B7, A7, E flat 7, D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G minor, C7, F sharp, E7, E minor, A7, so D major, and then 3, 6, 2, 5, D minor, G7, D flat, C major, and E flat diminished, D minor, D flat 7, G7, C7, E7, E flat 7, E7, E flat. And you have those, different areas of the neck where you can do like that's that's E flat minor to A flat 7, but you can also go E flat minor to A flat 7. So you have it there and you have it here. So and that's the D7. And that's all just using just the basic chord and using substitute dominant on the dominant chords. That's it. And then already gives you huge possibilities for voice leading and making the song, and also, since it's only 2 notes, you have other fingers available to make melodies on top of that, and then you get these, so that's one approach to practicing solo playing. One of the reasons why I really like that is because it's very basic, and yet it can give you a very strong and open kind of sound, even though it's just root and 7th and 5th and 3rd of every chord, and then using the substitute dominants on the dominant chords. It gives you a lot of possibilities. Then, of course, if you start to add, like other ways of playing those changes, then you start to add like actual voicings of chords with tensions. This is, if you think of E flat minor 7, then you have, everybody has their own sort of repertoire of voicings for that chord. If I say to each one of you, okay, E flat minor 7, you know, what do you got? And then you'll say, okay, well I can play it here, or I can play it there, or I can play it there, or there. Just go through all of your different sounds. So if I think of like, that's thinking like very vertically, you know, if you think like each chord, you have all your voicings. So you have like E flat minor 7, you have all this stuff, then B flat 7, then it's a matter of like, you know, putting them all together in a horizontal way, so then you can have, you know, E flat minor to B flat 7. You know, that's a couple voicings for E flat minor, a couple voicings for B flat 7, back to E flat minor. And then it's a matter of just making connections with your ear, you know, what's your melody, you know. So there's, you know, then that's another sort of approach that you can use in your playing, you know. So kind of like I have all these different, and you can develop all these different like ways of approaching how to play solo or how to play a song, you know. And then at the end, you have them all mixed up together, and then that's, you know, that's a way that then you have your whole balanced approach. Yeah. Can you say that again? Solo playing for saxophone. My advice for that would be to ask Mark Turner. No, that's a good joke. But actually, it's good advice. Probably the best, #1 advice. But I think just there's. I think what I hear horn players doing when they're playing solo is, and I think this is true for everyone, is if you're playing a song or if you're playing just a free improvisation, I think the first thing that we want to be able to control is the context, the harmonic context, you know, so making the chord ring, you know, making, or we might say like, making the harmony live. You know, that's one way to put it, like, taking care of the harmony. And you can sort of think in your mind, you know, like, I mean, it might be just a basic thing like, okay, you want to play a melody on a song, and you're playing alone. Well, you might be playing your melody, but then you might notice that it doesn't really have context, harmonic context, because all melodies exist in a harmonic context, you know, and this is just something that you hear, you know. If I play like, I'm hearing body and soul in my head, but I realize that, you know, I'm not hearing any context from what I'm actually playing. So there's that relationship, you know, you gotta be like, stuff is just context. It's just harmony. But my real melody is just that. You know, but so it's sort of like you can have in your head, this is the melody, and then I gotta do everything that I have to do in order to provide the melody with support, harmonic support. So I think that's like that's one thing that horn players develop, and guitar players, everybody develops a sense of what you have to do to provide context for a melody. Yeah.